Chelsea welcome Huddersfield Town to Stamford Bridge, perhaps the ideal opponents as the Blues look to bounce back quickly following the disappointment of Wednesday night's defeat at Bournemouth. Visitors from Yorkshire who will get the game underway. Bakuna going backwards. Huddersfield 11 points from safety, or I should say no team has ever survived with 11 points from 24 games like they are now. They are 12 points from safety.
I just wonder, we looked at the game in midweek and the question was really first and second half performances, and in many ways I thought in the first half Jorginho probably had one of his best 45 minutes and arguably ran the show. I think they made some tactical changes and Jorginho wasn't able to play, pass or get in any space. And I just wonder how Huddersfield are going to deal with him. Aaron Moy looks like he's going to get very close to him, so I think it's important that Jorginho finds that space to be able to play. But poor pass there gives Huddersfield a chance.
And there's Lerver coming forward, finding Philip Billing. His opposite number Barkley couldn't get it back off him. Lerver in a position to cross now. It comes to Orkachunga, led away by Christensen. And there is Jorginho.
Well, we dealt with that okay, didn't we? One attack from Huddersfield, a cross coming in, easily dealt with. Not the best cross coming in, but dealt with nonetheless.
Here's Alonso. Kanté dispossessed by Bakuna. This is Diakabe, quickly losing the ball. Hazard got rid of it early, up to Higuain. Good challenge on him from Congolo.
As well, two challenges coming in, players getting very tight to each other, trying to force an error probably and seek the advantage. But to be fair to Huddersfield, they've started quite bright. As we said before, they've got nothing to lose, so certainly trying to play a high line and play with a high line, pushing on our defence as well.
Higuain. Marcos Alonso scored here against Huddersfield in May. They got a point that night to confirm their safety for a second season. Doesn't look like they'll get a third. Here's Barkley, he's going to hit it from range! Almost a perfect start.
Well, it's an unexpected opportunity, isn't it, for Ross Barkley? Not the best ball in by William, misses his target, Eden Hazard, but Ross Barkley then picks up the bits and pieces with the loose ball, and why not? You know what? This is a perfect opportunity to take the strike on. He's trying to feed it into a bottom corner. Might have been a good idea if it goes in, of course it is. Doesn't quite hit the target though, but nice and bright, Ross Barkley.
3 in a row in the Premier League in October, but hasn't found the net since. Too many starts since then. He's got the chance to impress from the off today.
Well, a bright Ross Barkley pushing forward is a threat. He's overhit David Luiz. He's a threat, Ross Barkley, when he gets into those higher positions. He's got a great strike on him. Has got the capability of scoring goals from midfield. And when you look at N'Golo Kanté and Jorginho today, you like to think that Ross is the type of guy who will get forward and score rather than those two.
Luiz winning the header. And there is Moy. Missed the Asian Cup with Australia because of his injury. Turned after 8 games out against Huddersfield, against Everton in midweek, which Huddersfield lost by a goal to 0. It's Congolo's ball for Lerver to chase. That's Piliqueta's favourite got there.
It's probably an easy one for Solskjaer to read, to be honest. He sees it coming from distance. Decent run by Lerver. That's a couple of times though we've seen him pushing on. Just wonder what the situation is with Willian, whether he's aware that Lerver's going to push on, so is he going to track him or is he going to leave it to Azpilicueta? If they put an extra body on Azpilicueta, then he could be struggling to get across.
Can't be doing well to find a teammate there. Was fouled. Referee says play on. Alonso minding the shot.
It's calm, isn't it, by Kepa? Need that at the back.
Hazard. Barkley. More quick to close him down. Barkley did well to move it on to Willian. As Piliqueta steaming up to help out. Higuain and Hazard in the middle.
Got the choice wrong, Willian, didn't he? He has to find his man in that situation. Great counter-attack, super play by Eden Hazard, of course, and slots it through to Barkley, whose decision to find Willian. The easy option was to find Azpilicueta, but he swung it out to Willian. Great ball, good support from Azpilicueta. Unfortunately, the choice of Willian when it got to that point was the wrong choice.
Tim Kirby overrunning it. Jorginho. So he was thinking. Higuain applauds the idea.
It's good eye contact. You know what? That's something that Higuain's going to have to do, is get eye contact with the midfield players when he sees that opportunity. They were quite high. There was a lot of space for him to run into, and I don't blame him making that run. He was just going a bit early. Would have been offside, but it didn't make it to him anyway.
Christensen doing well to force Kuchunga to give it up. And he's billing though. Support either side. This is Mbenza. And they're swinging over the ball for Moy. Raised the roof of the net on its way over from Aaron Moy, and given his reaction, he thinks he ought to have tested Kepa.
I think he should have scored. And again, we look at Huddersfield's dilemma with scoring goals this season, and there's a simple example. Great ball in, really is. Just sets this nicely up for Lerver, who just runs onto it, spins it in first time. Good delivery. It's a great chance. He's got to score to give Huddersfield a chance. Having said that, that's 3 times now Lerver has got wide and got crosses in.
Hazard trying to do likewise. Away from Smith, cut it back for Alonso. Barkley might hit it again. Just wouldn't open up for the shot, so he offloaded it to Kanté.
Yeah, lucky Barkley, he's just on the stretch, wasn't he? He did the right thing to try and keep possession.
Azpilicueta.
See, I don't understand that when they break there. They've got 1 player and 2 of our defenders, and he still comes off short, wins the ball, turns with ease and starts to play. Now we've got to get 1 in front, 1 behind, stop him receiving the ball from their break, then they won't hit us with the counter-attack. For me, that's lacking in concentration.
Barkley. Jorginho, won't put his foot in.
There's more again though, he's marking him, isn't he? He's keeping an eye on him.
Willian, making his move quickly.
Oh, what a ball.
Great ball from Willian.
Well, he's gone for the first one, Higuain, hasn't he? And he's had to come back out because he's in an offside position, but didn't go again. If he goes again, he gets simply tackled. Good tackle.
And there is Higuain once more.
Just 1 or 2 avenues where we're picking up that little bit of space at the moment that Huddersfield is struggling with.
Good lead from Hazard. Willian's got loads of space over on the right. Hazard might take it on himself. Here is Willian, free in the middle to aim across at. And he found Lössl.
Got that one wrong, didn't he, Willian? Not enough whip. He knew he had to get it in early. Take a decent first touch, but right idea, just the wrong execution. See, those little things there that are going to take time. You know, sometimes they'll work up to Higuain and sometimes they won't. Again, it's all about choices and making those correct decisions.
Now Higuain can get a shot off. Deflection took it behind for a corner.
That's a training ground routine. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. when we see the early chances for Higuain like this, and what's worked on the training field. Don't very often see that ball from Jorginho, but obviously they've sorted something out. Brilliant play.
That's gone up here.
See, I don't mind them taking that corner, and obviously again that's one's worked on the training field, but the emphasis should be on staying on side, because you know that Willian's coming from the byline, so Hazard's got to wait for him to actually do that. Here we see it again. It's a tight call, but I think you're probably just about correct. It's an easy one for the assistant referee to pick on, because he's looking straight down.
Willian has to look quite a hug in the touchline, coming infield now. Kanté, great ball. Higuain almost got there. Schindler made sure he didn't.
Great defensive header, isn't it? Higuain got in there, and the ball didn't quite get there on time. It gave Schindler just that little bit of a chance of maybe getting something on it, and he does.
Hazard. Eden Hazard. Goalkeeper's lost it. Got there second time.
Had to fight for the space, didn't he, Hazard? Decent first touch. When he takes his next touch, more defenders come in. It's sloppy by Huddersfield, giving it away that cheaply, but we have to punish them. Decent enough save by Lewis, although he did fumble it.
Luis having to go safety first with Mbenza at his back.
I wonder if that's David Luiz learning at his age. Many times before we've seen him maybe take control of that ball there, or just maybe just try and shield it out of play, and always looks a bit precarious in those situations, but does the safe thing, puts it away, and everybody gets back behind the ball, and there we go, we win it back.
He's Billing. Mbenza. Huddersfield having a decent amount of possession near Chelsea's goal, keen to impress their new boss, of course.
Well, it's interesting to see what sort of tactics he might be using. You know, obviously this will be an ongoing thing. Still a lot of games though left in this season for them to get out of trouble, but they've got to pick up points very, very quickly.
Hazard. Getting shot up here. Oh, deflection. Could have taken it away from Mercer. It did, but only behind for a corner.
Great hold-up play by Higuain. There's his strength, there's his ability to back into his defender, hold him off, and get a nice simple layoff at Eden Hazard, who's spun back in field. Good attacking play.
David Luiz. Another cleverly worked set piece.
It's good play. It's good play. Lucky from David, he couldn't quite steer it on target. Good pace on the ball as well from Willian. Gives him the chance of coming around the back and getting that little bit of a near post space that many times gets closed down. He's been bright enough, inventive enough in these opening 14-15 minutes. Just got to keep that going. I think their initial burst from the start of the game has just died a little bit.
Chunga in the middle waiting for a cross here. Lampard didn't put it in. Here's Moy. Over Kachunga's head that time.
Well, we dealt with it. I'd just rather have seen the cross closed down and not come in, to be honest. But again, Löw seems to be the main man, doesn't he, delivering those balls into the box. It worries me because he's not got a bad left foot and he can whip them in with pace. And you only need one to be on its mark, and he could be a goal down.
Nice pass from Kanté too, but that is what he is here for. Higuain opens his account in blue, and Chelsea break Huddersfield's resistance after 16 minutes.
That's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. That's what we needed, that's what the club needed, that's what Higuain needed. But it's been coming in many ways, you know, these little runs that we've seen him doing over the last couple of games are just showing how good he is at seeking out a little bit of space. And the super little reverse pass by N'Golo Kanté, just seeing if he's offside, but no way is he offside, and doesn't he finish well. Tight angle, one little look over his shoulder, sees where the goalkeeper is, just fires it into the roof of the net. Super finish.
Well, if you wanted an idea of his pedigree, there is an illustrative example. Another is that since 06, in the top 5 leagues in Europe, the only players to score more than him, Aguero, Cavani, Ibrahimovic, and 2 blokes you might have heard of called Messi and Ronaldo.
Well, he's up there with the elite, isn't he? Oh, here's another chance.
Return the compliment for Kanté here. Oh, he moved it on for Willian. Higuain wants it again. Aimed at Hazard, came for Barkley. Oh, he had time.
That's a difficult one to take. It's bouncing quite hard, but dreadful defending by Huddersfield gave us an opportunity. The first ball to N'Golo Kanté is just left him on the stretch. I think the only thing he could do was help it onto Willian, but he gets too much on it. Then Willian just helps it into the box. But it's the bounce that really caused Ross Barkley a problem. Maybe on his weaker left foot as well, but he's not frightened to use that. And it just bounced up a little bit too much. So maybe there's a hunger though, as well. We talked about obviously the disappointment of midweek, and if you're going to make a reply, then this is a perfect opportunity against Huddersfield. The hunger's been there from the players, you know, the eagerness to move the ball on quickly, the sharpness of the movement has been so much better. And of course, as always, get the first goal, so important.
Particularly in a game like this, mentioned about Europe's top 5 leagues, well, this season nobody scored fewer goals than Huddersfield. Was there a call for offside here? Is that why we're seeing Andy Garrett, the referee's assistant? No, there wasn't.
He's not offside.
Not even close.
No, well-timed run, gets into good space. He showed the power of his drive as well. You know, that's short back lift, great power. Chelsea starting to move now.
How many times this season have we said, let's get the second goal, and feel that Huddersfield are there for the taking this afternoon? If this came to bed quickly and have some fun would be ideal. Jorginho.
I wonder where that leaves Huddersfield now. Gradually getting deeper and deeper.
Higuain dancing away from a couple.
Good feet, they gave it away cheaply, but Thankfully the pass by Billing wasn't good enough either, and we get it back.
Hazard and Willian have swapped wings just for the moment.
He's unlucky though, William, because if he has a better touch and gets himself out of trouble, and had to work hard after being under immense pressure.
Lovely ball from David Luiz. Alonso's cross, Higuain in front of his man. Tell you what, he fancies it this afternoon, Gonzalo Higuain. He's introducing himself to English football.
Well, we said, didn't we? A goal will make such a difference to the way he plays, and we see now the sharpness in his eyes, you know, the brightness. Gets across his man, but just wonder if Alonso could have put a bit more pace on that cross, to be honest. Decent enough, it was okay. But I think in the perfect moment, he just lots of pace on that, and all of a sudden Higuain gets the goal.
Got 8 of them for AC Milan at the start of the season primarily. Unbelievable record for Maurizio Sarri at Napoli. 36 and 35 league games, a record.
Procedure of keeping possession. The skills kept on as long as it works.
He wasn't bothered at all, was he, by Kachunka's presence?
No, but it's got to work. You know, when you do that, it's got to work. You make a mistake, you look the bigger fool. But he's done ever so well there.
Willian. Kanté's continued his gallop. Full action performance from N'Golo Kanté so far. Hazard. Higuain. So unfortunately Hazard got it back to Barkley. Here's Azpilicueta. He's going to have a hit, you know. Found away by Lörsel.
Well, that's enough save. Good height for the goalkeeper. You expect him to make those, but no strike those saves, isn't it? Goes well.
Well, it's due on his day. He hasn't scored since April against West Ham here. Usually gets a couple a season.
Okay. An easy one for the goalkeeper for me. Sees it all the way nice and clear, but good strike, decent power. I think if you see that skip on the surface, it gives Lörsel a bigger problem, but he's pinged it really nicely, Hazard, and it's probably quite clear for the goalkeeper to make the save.
Problem here is for Isaac and Benza.
He wasn't looking good when one or two of the other players looked up, to be honest, and might be a suggestion that his day could be over.
There's a Belgian under-21 international on loan from Montpellier. And Siebert might have to turn to his bench. He's down there at the moment, the new Huddersfield coach, just giving some instruction to 3 of his players, working out how they can get a way back into this game.
I guess he'd be reasonably happy up until the goal, to be honest. It didn't look too bad, and getting to good crossing positions through Werner on a number of occasions. I guess that's where he wanted his team to be, but unfortunately they didn't score, which has probably been the story of their game. Just looking to see what the injury is, but now they're a goal down, of course. It's a massive problem for them, and scoring goals has been their major problem, so how they turn that around, I'm not too sure.
Jan Siebert is the second youngest manager/head coach in the top 4 divisions of English football at the moment. Here's the youngest. Not Eddie Howe. Joey Barton.
Joey Barton, yeah, we can't get that name, can we?
He's 10 days younger than Sievert. Yeah, Fleetwood. Well, that's it for Mbenza, unfortunately. You can see how disappointed he is. It was a really big opportunity for him today. He hasn't had many of them. They're down to 10 men at the moment because they don't have a substitute ready to come on.
It's taking a chance, isn't it, at this sort of level?
Higuain.
Tripped over the ball in the end, Higuain. I think he's complaining about the foul. I don't think there was much in that. Just got to get it back up to speed. Chance for the quartet he's in. Lovely ball.
He's been pinging those about for fun for the last couple of months, David Luiz. Jorginho. I'm amazed at this club. There's not even anybody ready to come on now.
I'm surprised. I mean, the board's in the fourth official's hand, but nobody there seems to be good. That's a quality challenge.
Free playing advantage. Hazard into Higuain. Jorginho scooping one over the top, looking for Kanté. Chunga doing his best. It's his natural job.
Yeah, I just think Jorginho saw that a bit late. I mean, we've seen Kanté making his runs time and time again, and maybe didn't see him at the corner of his eye. And as he's put the ball in, it's slightly behind Kanté. Looks like they're going to make the substitution now, though.
Steve Mounier wondered if it might be a debut for Alan Grant. We're going to go with the Benin international instead. Clive, I think you'd say that Steve Mounier is not prolific. He's had 45 shots at goal in the Premier League this season. He scored with one of them.
Yeah, could possibly be one of the reasons for their downfall.
The main striker before they brought in Grant was the Fletcher. He's not even in the squad today. Scored twice against Chelsea last season. Hazard looking for Alonso.
So he's got to keep making those runs, Alonso, but fast this time, not quite good enough. Covering player. Schindler comes over and just blocks it away.
Christensen, just his second Premier League appearance of the season today. Not going to get him right every time, David Luiz.
No, ambitious, but again, it was the run infield from Willian, which gives the space to Azpilicueta. And I think when we tried to work that against Bournemouth in midweek, Willian was already in field before that situation happened. As we said, you know, we've got to get Hazard and Willian on the ball in wide areas. And unfortunately, in midweek second half, we didn't do that. We can see, obviously, now with Willian and Hazard in better positions, they come inside, the space is created, the full-back runs into the space.
It's not often it's Hazard doing the fouling.
There's a great deal of contact in it, just dangles a leg, doesn't he? And it leaves his leg in there. I think he might have pulled it away as well. Not sure that's a free kick. But these are the situations where Huddersfield, you feel, could be a danger for us. Strange situation for me as well. Aaron Moyes taking the free kick, an out-swinging free kick. It makes sense to me for an in-swinger. Kevin's not the tallest, and they're a big side. And even if it's a bad ball, they can make it into a good one.
That was a good ball, though, and it's still loose. Alonso got something on it, and Higuain can bring it clear. Jorginho, lovely ball. Hazard should be able to get there. Backing himself to get away from Lerver. Lerver did well, but the blocking conceded the corner.
It's quick now, really had to be there, because there was the great ball on that Hazard was looking for, with runners Kanté and Willian running from deep on that far side, and I wonder if he could have found them, because that was a great opportunity for the counter-attack. Lovely change of pace as well from Eden Hazard.
Hazard's ball in, Barkley let it run, Billing touched it away, and we got it to safety, or he should have done. He's got to be careful here, Diakave, very, very quick.
Yeah, recovers well. Willian holds his hands up, just doesn't quite get the pass correct, and you have to go back and start again, but hopefully, no problem. If you've seen Diakave before, he certainly is quick. Not the greatest of quality when he's on the ball, but very, very quick.
Shown too much of that to Moy.
Yeah, he just got himself into the wrong area, didn't he, Kanté?
There's Kachunga.
That's good play by Christensen, you know. Holding him up, slowing it down. Okay, doesn't stop the cross coming in, but his hold-up play was excellent there, Christensen. Gives us a chance to get bodies back and recover.
There's Diakave. Lovely first touch. Munier in the middle at the moment. Play back to Billing. Good block from Christensen. All of a sudden, Huddersfield are carrying a threat.
Well, it's Diakave's pace, isn't it? Whenever he crosses the ball, it's sloppy loose ball by Eden Hazard gave them that opportunity, but doesn't Christensen do well? I was watching him as the ball was breaking down that right-hand side. Great first touch by Diakave. He just gets across Munier, just gets goal side of him very, very quickly, which gives him a good sort of stage to make the block. He's got himself into that position just prior to the ball coming in.
Willian. He's carrying on his run. Up against Billing. Higuain. Another Chelsea corner.
Well, he's going to make those runs all day long, Higuain, and the more we find him, the more danger he's going to cause. Very tight angle this time for him to spin out of sixpence and pop it into the 6-yard box, or even shoot himself. But the block gives us a corner opportunity. Players going forward again.
Straight onto the head of David Luiz. And Mercer let it go and out for the best. Free header for the big Brazilian.
Well, the only thing you can say, that's not the contact that David Luiz was looking for. The run was good, the ball was great, contact not the best, and David Luiz will be so disappointed with that because he's usually better.
Here comes Diakave again. David Luiz back doing his day job and doing it well.
There's the quality that Diakave hasn't got. Again, good pace, good touch. Gets himself into good areas, just not making those right decisions. Not got a great deal of support though. When you've got that sort of pace, you get up there too quick, and didn't have any support, so he had to go it alone.
Good response from Huddersfield to down behind. Moy again looking straight Reese's goal. Now Diakabi. Terrible cross.
Well, I think we needed that free kick just to give a little bit of a spike. I mean, again, they're coming forward and they are causing us problems that we have to concentrate and deal with. No real threat on Kerr as yet, but just don't want to leave that door open, giving them an opportunity. Could do with the second goal. 10 minutes before the break. Can we get that?
Bashed up at Munich. Diakabi seeing lots of the ball at the moment. There's a lack of quality again.
It's a shame because, you know, he's got a nice way about him. Diakabi. Got a lot to learn. Maybe he will and maybe he won't, but you just feel he's a threat, and that's the worry.
He's only 22 in fairness to him. Well, from the Huddersfield point of view, they've got to score while they're having this spell, because they're not going to have it this good for a large period of the game, one would assume.
I tend to agree. The only thing I would say is that they're vulnerable to the counter-attack because they are trying to get bodies forward and they're trying to do something about the scoreline, and they are playing quite open. And they might be giving themselves a big issue if we can get the second. Could go on and get a few more.
Kanté bursting forward. Higuain not blessed with an abundance of pace, and Schindler able to put it out.
Yeah, just overhit it for him, didn't he? Which gives Huddersfield a chance to get bodies back. It's amazing, you know, you look at a team like Huddersfield and where they are in the league. I was just watching as we made that attack, where their players were getting back into position. The ball's gone out of play in the end, and Philip Billing is jogging over the halfway line. And he's a central midfield player. He's got to work harder than that.
Hazard's done for Billing there. On he goes. Not quite getting enough on that for Alonso. He kept it in play. Smith's able to get it away, only as far as Jorginho. Hazard again.
Done well though, Jorginho. Just hold him up, slow him down.
Almost emerged with the ball. Good tackle from Alonso.
Yeah. Back in numbers. I think down to Jorginho for slowing everything down now. Really good.
Higuain. Kanté. Higuain. Barkley. Given away from goal, left the defender on the floor. Looking for Kanté, cleverly shielded. Teed up for Jorginho. Good block from Gongolo.
That was a good block. He's had to get across there quickly. Gongolo gets that sort of block. It wasn't quite sweetly set up for Jorginho, but again, some good work trying to open up that little bit of a space somewhere on the edge of the penalty area. Chelsea ranking up the pressure again. Good to see. David Luiz, isn't it? He might have been able to play that in the forward, would have just taken one more touch further forward, but unfortunately for Alonso couldn't quite get there.
It started every Premier League game this season before Wednesday night. Well, the hardy band of Huddersfield supporters have travelled more in hope than expectation. Lost all 7 league matches against the top 6 this season by an aggregate score of 19-2. Just over 5 minutes of regulation time left in the first half. Might get a couple of minutes of stoppages after the injury that forced Mbenza off. There's his replacement, Munich. Away by Kanté to Moy. Quick to win it back.
Very calm by Hazard, knew his capabilities. Excellent by him. That's good play.
3-on-3 here. And he's racing back for Huddersfield now. Kanté's done well though, moved it on for Higuain. Looking for William, might come back his way. Centre forward Stamford.
Yeah, it was in the end, but it's a great counter-attack. Alonso does really well as well on the left-hand side to open up another choice for the pass. I think N'Golo Kanté just maybe takes one touch too many, runs into trouble, and then he's forced into playing it wide to his right, whereas Alonso was making great ground on that left-hand side and was free and clear.
Smith. Somehow merged with the ball, he left a bit in on Barkley.
The ball there, Ross Barkley could have reacted, couldn't he?
Barkley on the charge now. Bakuna thought about bringing him down and changed his mind. Hazard. Barkley. Managed to shoot by the crowd. Showed it to Smith.
Shot was on, but his first touch didn't set it up nicely for him. I didn't think he expected that much space, to be honest.
Hazard, Higuain. So very congested in that middle third.
Oh, there's the outlet again, Didier Drogba, but I think William could stay with him if anybody.
Kirby.
Oh, he's done well, William. That's his using his pace defensively, just to unsettle Didier Drogba, and again his decision making wasn't the best. This is a good position.
Hazard. Going alone. Strong.
I wonder if he was trying to hopefully get a challenge that brought him down there for a free kick.
Kirby, meanwhile, is down for Huddersfield, so Luis has put the ball out rather generously. Well, this would be a blow. He's looked like their least effective player.
Well, he's been their outlet ball, hasn't he? You know, there's been lots of space when Alonso pushes forward, and if they can deliver the ball out wide to him in space early on, he'll do what he does, and he keeps getting into space and he keeps running with the ball and looking and threatening to be dangerous. As we said before, though, this was William getting back. I wonder if it was that challenge that gave him a problem. He's managed to walk at least another 25 yards to get back up the field, so it probably isn't. I tend to feel it won't be too bad. But I guess just coming up to the break, we know it's Huddersfield, and we know they're where they are in the league. We have to look back at the game during the week and the disappointment, and the way to come back from that is to get 3 points. Well, we put ourselves in a decent position. We could have done with the second. Huddersfield have not been as bad perhaps as their position in the league does suggest. However, this game still hasn't been put to bed as yet.
On he goes. Oh, was he nudged there by Kachunga? Penalty.
I'll be honest, but I think it's a penalty. This is a centre-forward's challenge that he's bundled into the back of him. There is contact. Is it in the area when the first bit of contact was made is down to the decision of the referee? But let's have another look at it. Here we see him, he can't get the ball there. There's contact. Difficult to see from that angle. Let's look at this side. Well, it's from behind, it's a push. It's not the biggest of shoves, but it's contact.
Eden Hazard, practically perfect from 12 yards in the Premier League. This would put Chelsea a good deal closer to 3 points. Right on the stroke of half-time. Hazard for his 14th goal of the season. Hands on hips, always with a cool head.
There's one man that's cool, calm and collected in those situations. It's Eden Hazard. Schindler tries to upset him, taking time and talking to the assistant. Wasn't going to work. Not with this guy on the ball. Sweet finish. Waits for Lursor to go to his left-hand side. Short run up, smashes it past him on the other side, and it's, well, it's a, should we say, a little bit of luck or a little bit of clumsiness by Huddersfield to help put us into that position that we didn't think we were going to be in at half-time.
Go into 2 added minutes at the end of the first half, Chelsea with 2 goals in it, and that was very useful because Huddersfield were threatening to get back into the game. Feels like a long way back for them from 2-0 down. Well,
we said that, you know, the second goal was disappointed we didn't get it, and all of a sudden that opportunity presents itself. So you've got to be saying that, you know, we're very, very grateful that we've got to that position, but yeah, it could change the game completely for us.
Hazard on the charge. Might be a third before the whistle goes. What a run this is! Now then, Smith with the challenge. Referee waves his arms no. It's going to be worth another look.
I think it's more questionable than the other one, to be honest. That's a great run by Eden Hazard. I think there's contact. I think there's a great opportunity for a free kick. I think it might be just outside the box, to be honest, but what a run. One thing we can't do, of course, is switch off.
No chance of him doing that. Couldn't quite pick out Hazard. Here he is again, though. Higuain up there with him. He wants to pass it to him. Here is Higuain. Cuts inside to try and get it in a better position to shoot.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the shot was on. It's one of those, I think. If Hazard hadn't just made that other run a few moments ago, I think he'd have gone on his own. Good run by Higuain. Oh, it's good link-up play by the pair of them.
So far, so good. Gonzalo Higuain registering his first goal in English football with just 16 minutes on the clock here. And then in the final minutes of regulation time at the end of the first half, Eden Hazard nervously converting from 12 yards. Chelsea might have had a penalty straight away thereafter, but as it is, at the break at the bridge, they lead Huddersfield Town by 2-0. Chelsea starting the day level on points with Arsenal, so goal difference could be key come the end of the season. Do you think that they'll go out and just try and run in as many goals as possible in the second half? We feel that it's a long way back for Huddersfield at 2-0.
Well, as long as we keep the back door closed, I think that's the first main thing. Stop Huddersfield from scoring. We saw them get forward a few times. Lerver was a problem with his crosses, but other than that, they don't seem to have the quality to cause us too many problems.
Here's the penalty appeal again, right on the, I mean, yeah, it's outside, isn't it? I'm not sure that you can expect the referee from that position to have seen that, although that angle is not particularly flattering.
No, and I think that's where his assistant comes in, and does he make the right decision? However, we'll take the advantage of that. Happens, mistakes are made, and you know, sometimes it's a mistake we have to suffer with, and sometimes vice versa. But one thing is that we're in a position now to, as you say, take the game on. but also rack up a few goals if possible. So let's see what happens. I'm sure there'll be a chance for us to improve our goal difference. Poor touch from Willian, could have let it run.
There's Batuna, hardly touched the ball in the first half. Good tackle from Barkley.
Very simple, wasn't it? Ross Barkley read the situation so well.
Hazard. Higuain's layoff's not quite been there, but he has got his goal.
Yeah, his touch hasn't quite been there, has it? Which I would think I'm sure will improve, to be honest, with his quality.
There he is at the top end of the pitch, finding Hazard this time. Not for Alonso.
Trying to find that little bit of space, isn't he? And then Hazard, he isn't quite there and tries to force one across the face with no pace. The game's probably started similar to what we thought it might do in this second half. Chelsea back in possession and trying to force Huddersfield back.
Christensen. Jorginho, well advanced here. Going with Alonso to his left, infield to Jorginho. Pongola got a touch on it.
It's a shame really. Jorginho finds himself in great pace, not in a great position, but not got the pace really to go on and attack the back of the net. But again, his passing's getting better and better as the game goes on.
Willian with his left, almost arrowed it right into the top corner of the net. Good effort.
It's nice and balanced, isn't it, by Willian? But just as he takes the shot, just maybe leaning back slightly, but attacking the goal really well. Good running from Azpilicueta to give him some support, but he decides to go for the goal. Just gets underneath it.
Scored at Huddersfield last season in a 3-1 Chelsea win. Well to win that against Schindler. Definite foul on Hazard. Referee might revisit that. Hazard's going on though. And Timo Barkley. All the way as far as Alonso. There we go, and it was blocked at source. It was travelling now.
Got rid of that, didn't it? Super strike. Yeah, it's a nice bit of injection of pace from Eden Hazard there. We could do with another goal, couldn't we, in this second half? It's in the position you want to be. We said we needed the second, but to get the second, we were going to be a bit greedy and get the third, but certainly we've finished the game off nicely for us.
Alonso. Now, it took a long time for the ball to go out of play there. I wonder if the referee's forgotten about the challenge, which I think was yellow card worthy in the build-up. Looks as though he has.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to come back and re-see this. That was the challenge, but just allows Hazard to continue. And again, trying to be pulled back and just keeps going, doesn't he?
It's a strange one, that, isn't it? Because if either man had actually brought him down, they definitely would have been booked. The intent was there anyway. Just because they didn't manage to execute the foul doesn't mean they shouldn't be booked.
I know, and how many times do we say, you know, when players get booked, they're unfortunate to get booked because they've not made contact, and we often say, well, it's about the intent of the challenge. Well, you're right, you know, twice there they tried to drag him back, and in any game when they get a good grip, it's certainly a foul and certainly a yellow card.
for Huddersfield on the injury front. Meunier, the substitute, had to come on because of an injury to him. Benz has now got a problem himself.
Yeah, it just lands awkwardly, doesn't he? Kanté decides not to jump, and Meunier climbs all over the top of him, fairly wins the ball. It just gets winded slightly, limps away from the action.
As we mentioned, maybe already planning for next season. 2.5-year contract he signed, replacing David Wagner, who frankly taken Huddersfield as far as he can, and in truth had taken them much further than maybe he had any right to. Promoted with a negative goal difference, which is pretty amazing in itself. Didn't score a goal in their playoff semi-final or final even, won them both on penalties. Scoring again has been the problem for them this season. And they need 2 at least here. He's just bustled Willian off the ball. Billing will have a go from range. And Kerr has got his gloves dirty in the 54th minute.
Yeah, just coming together. I think Moy was stronger there than Willian. Willian wasn't happy with the challenge, but just physically stronger. The shot was always coming in from Billing, but he can't strike a ball from distance, Billing, but I just think that he's taking on a bit too much there.
Back up.
Hazard.
Chelsea's just comfortable on the ball now, aren't they? You know, it's just one of those for Huddersfield. You feel that they're just going to try and keep the score down as much as they can.
To break from midfield. Touched on for Kachunga. He's quick. So is Andreas Christensen. Wow, I'd like to see that again.
He's coming behind it. That's not a penalty. Great pace by Christensen. I can't believe there's anything wrong with him at all. Suggesting perhaps his boot was stood on. That was my choice, Peter. Let's have a look again.
Maybe a booking to diving would have been more appropriate.
I think so. It's a different angle.
It's a tough job the referees have got. Sometimes I think the VAR can sort it out, as we've seen. Hazard. Alonso might be able to get to this. Oh, he did. Alonso took it away from his goalkeeper and put it behind for a corner.
Poor defender there from Tommy Smith. He's got to get the block in there if he's going to make any sort of a challenge, but half-hearted challenge, which gave Alonso a chance to get the delivery in, and I think like you, Matt, I think everybody believed that it wasn't coming. Higuain was in a book and believing that, didn't make the run, but he'll take the corner. Great chance for a pass though. Could have been a better choice for Ross Barkley through the middle there.
Heads it away. Alonso. Luis round the back, won the header. Into the foul while doing so.
I actually don't mind David Luiz making this sort of challenge, you know. I'd rather he did than he didn't. I think he's got to gamble. It's a little bit short for him. And he's gone forward to try and put the header back across the face of the goal. Because of that, there's a collision which needs to be dealt with. Well, we see the ball in again, and it's a little bit short for David. He's got to get it across, and well, we see the collision between the two players.
Mainstay of that Huddersfield defence, 51st consecutive Premier League game he started today. He's usually alongside Jorgensen, but he's been dropped to the bench today.
I actually wonder what is wrong with him, you know? OK, there's a coming together of the two players, but was there anything actually wrong with him? They don't have the physio on. There's no panic from the referee to get the physios on. He doesn't want the physios on, so there's actually barely any contact on him.
Higuain.
Pass was on as well. Higuain didn't give it. Great ball for this part. And that's what we talk about, the gaps. You know, we talk about spaces to play. You know, that's how Huddersfield played. That's how they've been all the game and probably all the season.
Back from William. Higuain making his moves, going deep instead. And also plucked it from the sky.
Yeah, another one that's chipped up for the goalkeeper, just a bit short of pace, needed to be a bit deeper to that far post. But nice play again from Chelsea, good attacking play. Just looking down at Maurizio Sarri as well, so barking out some orders down there. I think he'd be more content with the extra goal if we can get it. We could just take all the pressure off stopping Huddersfield, because if they do get a goal, I think I feel there might be a grandstand finish.
To Jorginho, and Chelsea can break. Hazard gets the free kick this time. And we're going to see more than the conversation with Tommy Smith.
Last chance, I think. Gets his hand all around his neck, doesn't he? No chance at all. Just dragging him back, just hoping he doesn't run away from him. Really struggled with Hazard today, Smith.
Alonso. Higuain. Hazard. Away from Kachunga. Finding Willian.
Well, the support was good. Final ball again from William. Not the best. Not easy for Higuain to to get all the way in. And passing on the movement prior to that was excellent. Looked offside, not given.
And so can get the challenge in on Diakavi. And we should be able to get it clear.
As always, Mitchell Sorry making plenty of notes. I'm sure he reflects on those post-match and looks back at his thoughts during the game. Not a happy bunny, is he, Mounier? Every time I've seen him this season, he's not really shown the presence that he's got, the size, the physicality that he's got. Not shown that to be of any use whatsoever. And not for the goals either. Maybe you're saying not had the chances.
Kanté. Now they look at the space for Alonso here. He didn't throw it through to him. Hazard will.
Offside. Too late
to come earlier.
Too late. There's twice they could have passed to him, and the final pass that comes in, he's offside. But 2 times they could have slid the ball out to Alonso. Not seen. Good run in. Gets himself into good space on this occasion, Marcus Alonso.
Mentioned right at the start what a big month this is. Manchester City in the Premier League next Sunday. Malmo, Manchester United in the FA Cup. Manchester City in the League Cup final. And then Spurs to finish the month here.
That's a big month. That's a big end to the season as well. That's a lovely ball.
As I would get there, Schindler reluctant to get too tight too quickly. Hazard brilliantly. Put it into a great area, but again Higuain wasn't there to take advantage.
So that's a fabulous ball in, isn't it? Just looking at Higuain's movement. Initially when Hazard's coming back away from the byline, he's doing what he should do and get into a wide position to maybe get the pass, but once Hazard checks back, he doesn't react.
For Azpilicueta. Jorginho. Hazard made a clever run and he couldn't pick him out.
You know what, he's just waiting for someone to have a bad touch, you know, where they don't not necessarily gets too far away, but there, snaps at it, wins it quickly, drives forward. Yeah, he's perfectly entitled to have a pop for goal.
Brilliant take, Eden Hazard, round Lössl, sensational. He's a genius, he's done it again. He owes Ross Barkley a big thank you, which he gives him for the assist. But my goodness me, he had plenty to do still, but he didn't do it magnificently.
Ross Barkley as well, you've got to give him a huge bit of credit. He's had a goal only 30 seconds previously for himself. This time he pinched it yet again in midfield. Gets away from his marker, but he filters the ball through, slightly off balance, but then it's all about a man who's totally imbalanced. Absolutely brilliant. Evades Lössl. It looks a tight angle, but not for this guy. Sweet finish, strokes it home. That's the third goal, which gives us that little bit of comfort. Lössl can't make any contact whatsoever, but the balance Just the sheer guile of the guy is absolutely wonderful.
That is game over now, surely. Huddersfield are going to bring on Philip Billing and give a debut to Carlin Grant, signed from Charlton in League One. He actually missed a penalty at Peterborough last weekend on his last appearance for them. He's a London boy, born in Greenwich. 14 goals for Charlton in League One this season. This is a step up. It's a signing with a view to next season, you would think.
This is a big step for the young man, but he's got plenty of time, 25 minutes maybe, to make an impact.
Huddersfield supporters optimistically singing they're going to win 4-3. Here's Grant immediately into the action. And it's a corner, and he gets it too.
I'll tell you what, it's just a referee on the far side, not a corner. You look across him and he's just so far off the play, it's ridiculous. There's a couple of balls Wembley's went through earlier on. I thought, I won't make too much of a meal of it, because he just can't keep up with play. I don't know how physically fit he looks or quick enough, but quick break by Huddersfield and get themselves a corner.
And first, Moy sends it over, headed down, by Kerr.
Yeah, Mounier, it's about his level, isn't it? A big man at the far post, knobs it down. Maybe trying to get something from it, but no pace in the header. He's never going to threaten Kepa.
3/4 of the game gone. I wonder if we'll see some Chelsea changes before too long. See Hudson-Odoi and Pedro and Giroud all down there warming up.
Well, I think it's a good chance to get all three of them on at some stage in the closing 20 minutes or so.
Hazard will want to take the match ball home with him. Higuain. Here is Hazard. And then Kanté. Here's Higuain. Yeah! Oh my goodness me! What a beautiful goal from Gonzalo Higuain! Welcome to Stamford Bridge. A peach.
I'll tell you what, if this isn't defeated, it's an absolutely wonderful strike. When I first saw it, I thought he was moving up on the ball. Well, if he's got the movement himself, it's absolutely brilliant. Really well worked as well, set up sweetly. And I'd have to say, it's looked like a wonderful finish. There's the setup, there's the drive, and there's the finish. Couldn't see from that angle. Maybe this time. Slight deflection. Is it? Well, Nursel's well and truly beaten. He's really been set up nicely for him. Yeah, there's the deflection off the arm and into the back of the net.
Well, it's his goal, no doubt about that. And there is a change for Chelsea, and it is Jorginho who's gone off. And Mateo Kovacic, as we saw against Sheffield Wednesday last week, presumably will take his place in the middle of the midfield three.
That looks like it is. That's where he's gone into, but Chelsea showing good quality, aren't they?
Well, we thought this might be the perfect tonic after Wednesday.
Well, it is, and I think the main thing for me is the openness of Huddersfield. I think you have to say, for Huddersfield fans, it's disappointing to see their team being carved open in this fashion. But this is how they've been all season. I saw them at the beginning of the season. I felt for them in a way that I couldn't see any change from the season before, when they were pretty poor and just about stayed in the Premier League. Well, this season, Ole Wagner went about his job in exactly the same way, and this is what they get. Oh, how many more can Chelsea get now? Door well and firmly open. As we said earlier, Matt, goal difference could make a difference.
Return the favour for Ross Barkley. Unselfish, but maybe not the right decision. He can afford to smile about it at 4-0 up. Real signs of promise in the relationship between Higuain and Hazard, though.
How easy was it to get through? Poor defender, but well exploited by the Chelsea players between them. Chelsea full of themselves and really happy with the situation, moving the ball about very, very sweetly and obviously enjoying it.
As we mentioned, Chelsea will face tougher tests than this month. You can only beat what's in front of you. And it is a great response to the second half at Bournemouth.
That was something we needed, wasn't it? It's a tonic, it's a lift. Sure, the players are going to training next time around much happier than they did this week. And it's a great reply so far. Still 18 minutes to go.
A week to prepare for Man City too. David Luiz, let it run. Oh, we know it would really been a perfect day if Matej Kovacic managed to get himself a goal.
Yeah, what a lovely smile on his face as well. Didn't he enjoy that? Do you know what, when that works, you get immense pleasure. Lovely step over by David Luiz, but there's Kovacic, just about on the edge of the D. I'm probably disappointed it didn't actually go in, but strikes it well enough on target, gets deflected away.
81 club appearances without a goal before today. Williams' latest corner, punched away by Lörsel. Lörsel, by the way, this is his 61st Premier League appearance. He's now conceded 94 goals.
Not the best, is it? I think he might be blaming one or two of his centre-backs.
I'm not sure there's much he could have done about any of the goals today, in fairness to him. Higuain. Hudson-odoi will come on for the final 15.
Great play by N'Golo Kanté there. I think he was disappointed he didn't come away with the ball, but gets helped out by Aspilicueta. And another attack by Huddersfield, doesn't go very far. Be good to see Callum on the pitch as well.
Huddersfield have got Arsenal at home next weekend. If they could do us a favour there, that would be nice. They're currently level.
Can't see it.
Yeah, they've got 11 points, level with what Derby finished on. It's the worst ever Premier League return in terms of points for a season. Here goes Barkley. Higuain's on a hat-trick too, of course. Barkley deserves a goal for his performance. Alonso. Higuain. Close to the match ball. Schindler in his way.
Disappointing he didn't get that on target. Higuain done well a lot. Joe's picked him out quite nicely, hasn't he? Didn't seem to be a great deal long, but nice little pass. He finds that bit of space that all forwards are looking for. Tries to steer it on target, and a little block comes in, and we get the corner.
Not short this time. He's heading to Barkley. Meunier at his back. That's going to be a penalty. Oh, the referee's waved it away now. It looked like a clear foul, didn't it? I think anywhere else on the pitch, it's a free kick.
I think so too, but great play, wasn't it, by Ross Barkley? A roll of the ball between the legs. I think it was Steve Meunier, wasn't he, back there defending?
Brilliant. Driving into the penalty area.
Almost a set up again for a goal. Running by Alonso. I don't know what he's doing in there, but he's at the far post. If he needed to be picked out, here comes the change.
No hat-trick for Eden Hazard today as we look at the challenge again. It really does look like a foul the more you see it.
Yeah, it's a penalty all day long, isn't it? Doesn't give it the referee for some reason, some strange reason. Well, standing ovation for Eden Hazard, and that's how it should be. But also for Callum Hudson-odoi coming on as well.
It's a special special player, and it's a privilege to watch him, and he's been magnificent again today.
Certainly has, top level. As of all the players, they've reacted so well to the disappointment and the reaction from the defeat during the week, and well, it's a nice way to put a smile on everybody's face.
It's a chilly old day in West London, and this Chelsea performance has warmed the hearts. There's Moy for Huddersfield. Might be a while before they come back here.
Yeah, you tend to feel that to reply in the Championship next season, tough league, and big teams have found it difficult, let alone teams not so big, and you wouldn't put Huddersfield in a massive category like the Aston Villas and the Leeds United. And you tend to feel it's going to be a tough time for them over the next few years.
Of course, they'll have the finances while they get their parachute payments for the next couple of seasons, but...
Well, it's got to be used wisely, isn't it? As we always say with managers and coaches and staff that make the choices, and sometimes not them, the directors and chief executives. So it's a big time perhaps for the football club as a whole, because you can't see them somehow coming back from the position they are in the league.
Yeah, who knows, they might make us look daft and pull off the mother of all great escapes.
It has happened before, but I just can't see it.
It's come the day, 12 points adrift of safety. Furthest adrift the team's ever been and survived at this stage was West Ham in 06-07, and they were 10 shy. Touch is Barkley.
It's unlucky, because if that had gone through to Hudson-Odoi, I think that would have finished off a lovely movement.
There is obviously a vast difference in quality between Huddersfield and Chelsea's next opponents, Manchester City, but Maurizio Sarri will have a full week on the training ground to work with his players ahead of that one. City have got a game in midweek against Everton.
Yeah, that's an advantage, and it is going to be a big game, but you have to say that better going into a game on the back of a win and a comfortable win like it's been today.
Good win back from Kovacic. Hudson-Odoi tries to take on Diakabi.
A bit sloppy left by Alonso. Trying to win it back, of course, but Callum needs a little bit more help than that with this passing.
Into the final 10 minutes, Huddersfield almost put out of their misery. Adam Loftus-Cheek will come on in the final Chelsea change. Back in position to take it from Diakabi.
They've got to learn it to pass it at times. Diakabi has a chance to Hudson-Odoi now. Too heavy touch. I've really had a chance to warm up, has he, Callum?
Here's Löwer. Cross from deep. Away.
That's one thing that Chelsea don't need now is a goal from Huddersfield, and I think that would be one of the things that will really upset Sorry, get themselves into a good position. Just got to keep going, keep working, keep concentration. Don't allow Huddersfield any chances whatsoever.
Chelsea change can happen. He's already made more appearances this season than any before for Chelsea. And on for number 20 of the campaign in place of N'Golo Kanté, who teed up Higuain for the first goal.
Yeah, all about giving players rest as well. Eden Hazard got up earlier, and Kanté now can afford to rest those types of players. Good to see Ruben on the pitch, albeit not too long, only 8 minutes still to go.
The referee said that was a foul. I was just about to say well won back by Kovacic.
I think he's a little bit unlucky to give away the free kick. However, good thing is it's where it is not got the ability to whip one in anywhere near the goal. So
Diakabi's numbers up. He's had an interesting afternoon, looked lively at points. Alex Pritchard, slightly surprised not to see him in from the start, but the new manager stamping his authority on things. Pritchard, who came in for a then club record £12 million from Norwich in January of last year. His last game for Norwich was actually against Chelsea in the FA Cup third round, and he's on for the latter stages here.
I guess the manager's still trying to feel his way around the football club. Having said that, you haven't got time to hang about, and I was very surprised that Pritchard didn't start, but I guess he makes those decisions, as we know, and will go on to do that as the season progresses. It must be tough coming in at this stage with the position that Huddersfield are in.
I guess normally Pritchard wouldn't be thrilled about coming on at 4-0 down with 5 minutes left, but he's got to make a positive impression if he wants to get his place back next week. Lovely from Kovacic. And from Loftus-Cheek.
So lucky they couldn't quite squeeze it through, William, could he? Maybe might have been better just playing it a little bit earlier instead of running with the ball, but with his pace he still gets away from defenders and often gives himself that angle. He's got his header on target this time. Still on the stretch for it slightly. No chance for Lurton with the deflection, but just sums up Huddersfield defensively as a unit. And I guess at this stage of the game, the will to continue is difficult. Well, when you're defending like that, you've got to do better. That's poor defending.
Kachunga it was on the line, he took it away from his goalkeeper.
Well, it's a decent enough header by David Luiz, isn't it? On target, knocked it down to the ground, no chance at all for Lörsel. And the deflection just takes it away from the goalkeeper, but no more really than Huddersfield deserve. You know, they've been poor today. and we've done what we needed to do, to be honest.
Enzo's header. Mounier. Hudson-odoi, good tracking back.
It's a terrible layoff, isn't it, by Mounier? Good play by Callum to get back and get his foot in.
First time Chelsea have scored 5 this season. Not the impression he wanted to make. Barkley. Hudson-odoi.
I think the one thing we can say is that players have picked themselves up from a disappointment in midweek and played with the openness and an endeavour as well to make things happen, to score the goals, to create opportunities. The movement's been excellent. I think the only thing they can do when they've had a poor result is put it right, and you can only give them credit for that. Whatever the conversation was between manager, coaches and players over the last few days has certainly worked.
Hudson-odoi. Three added minutes at the end of the 90. In the park for Chelsea in the second half. All over the top here for Hudson-odoi. Went himself. Decent effort.
Yeah, he's unlucky. It's a decent ball again from David Luiz. Just tips over the top, but Hudson-odoi stays onside and sticks with it, to be honest. Gets underneath the ball. Unlucky in the end with the finish, but stuck with the task when it didn't come off his chest initially quite well, or just where he wanted it.
Pulisic. Higuain, one last chance to take the match ball maybe. Let's have friends arriving.
Probably made the wrong choice on this occasion. Would love Higuain to chip back on his right boot and smash it goalwards if he had the opportunity. Alonso's taken a knock to the face here.
He's not happy with the challenge.
It's Moy, but it's not a great deal in that. Nothing that Moy could do to get out of that. You can understand. Just one of those things. I think he's walked into one. At least he's okay.
The perfect day. Munich. Leg corner here.
Well, I hope we're sensible with the corner and do our jobs properly. Sort of the place where the Huddersfield were going to score today at night has come from. Last chance for them, you feel, to get consolation.
Takes.
I can't believe he hit their post there.
Five-star Chelsea, the biggest win of the season for the Blues. The perfect way to respond after Wednesday's disappointment. Chelsea pretty much flawless today. A double for Gonzalo Higuain, his first goals in English football, 2 as well for Eden Hazard, and then a late deflected effort from David Luiz to put the cherry on top of the cake. Final score at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea 5, Huddersfield Town 0.